All right. You're highly welcome to this wonderful channel. I believe you are swimming in the pot of health. Greetings to you in the gracious confines of your abode. Now, I just woke up to a bad news that has surfaced on the internet. I just went to Facebook and I saw a message over there. I came to TikTok. This particular message was also aired and I came on YouTube. It is trending at the same time. I woke up to see on the media that one of the MPP political juggernaut has been sentenced to 20 years imprisonment. In fact, when I read the news, I also had the opportunity to chance on some videos. And in fact, I couldn't take it. I'm not happy now because of anything, because of the very individual that is involved in this particular incident. It shouldn't have happened in that way. But you see, there is a saying that there is nobody above the law. One thing that you should understand is that power is not permanent in the hands of any human, especially those who engage in the interplay of politics. Anything can happen to you at any time. Believe me that in politics, there are 4 things that are assured in the life of every politician. Once you take onto yourself to play the game of politics, you should expect one of these 4 things that I'm about to mention. First is that once you want to do politics, you should expect people tearing you apart, jeopardizing you publicly, backbiting you, throwing shit at you, doing all sort of things just to ruin your reputation. So in the corridors of politics, these are some of the things that you should expect. So majority of the politicians in this country, they have wallowed through this particular act that I'm talking about, where people have taken to themselves to lambast them, to chastise them, to rain all sort of insults on them. And yet they still carry themselves and work hard to achieve their goals in life. And that's how it is. The second thing is that you can be thrown behind bars. You should expect it. Once you're a politician, you should expect that you can go to jail at any moment. The third thing is that you should expect an unprecedented death. They can pay people to take your life. Now, let me remind you of this. Be rest assured that politics is a spiritual game. We don't enter into politics with our naked eyes. Politics is a spiritual game. So once you want to enter into politics, you must fortify yourself. Fortify it to the best, or else somebody will just cut you short in life just like that. We are aware when we spring back to life and cast our eyes into the society across the continent of Africa and the diaspora as well. You could see that majority of the political juggernauts, they met their untimely death just like that. A lot of politicians across the African continent, they were unalived just like that because they have entered into politics. So sudden death is one of the major things that you should expect as a politician. And in fact, in this country, There are a lot of politicians who have met their untimely death. If hadn't been politics, maybe I'm very sure within my spirit that by now they would have been living. But because of politics, in the likes of Professor Mills, John Kuma, a lot to mention few, you are aware of what I'm saying. So politics is a different game altogether. And the last thing is the enjoyment. You can enjoy life. Politics is the only game that if you play and play it well, within shortest possible time, you can amass an illicit wealth just like that. You can gain something in the field of politics. Once you play and play the game very well, you can gain momentum in that particular corridor. So when it comes to politics, there are 4 major things that is bound to happen in the life of every politician. And that is what I've just mentioned. Now it will interest you that when I wake up in the morning, our beloved brother, Chairman Wontumi, has met one of what I just stated, where he has been thrown behind bars. He's one of the NPP political juggernaut. When it comes to politics, you can't take Ntwibosiako out. In spite of everything, he's a loving person. He's that guy that has a very hard heart. Though there might be a possibility that you have your individual differences with him, but that is not what I'm talking about. I am talking as a reverend minister, and that is it all. We are not here to judge. Well, you should understand that when MPP as a political party was in power, right from 2020 up to was it 2016? Yeah. They assumed office in 2016 to 2020, and then 2020 to 2024. And then this current government took over. When MPP was in power, I know for a fact that there were certain things that Ntwibosiako did that were highly uncalled for. Especially, he lacked what you call futuristic approach. And most of the times, he was fond of throwing tantrums at people. He lacked what we call communicational skills as well. Especially the way he handles issues when it comes to politics. Now, all what has happened to our wonderful brother, it should serve as a deterrent to other politicians as well. Now, if you are an NDC appointee, and then you hail from any political office, you should recite this at the back of your mental faculty that when power changes and then another political party takes over, you'll be brought to book. You will be held accountable. So, you see, you must understand. And Ntwibosiako never sat down to give it a thought that when power changes, things of this sort will happen to him. I knew within my spirit that something of that sort will happen. This is not prophecy, but the way he was going about with things, the way he plays his kind of politics in the system. I don't know his sentences. I know his charges are out there. You can go out there, Google it, or do a research and read it out yourself. Even though if his sentences is politically motivated, well, I'm not the one to say it because there was a judge who actually presided on the issue of this man. So once the judge has given their judgment, nobody dares say anything against that particular judgment. But one thing that I want you to understand is that if you are an NDC member, don't jubilate Don't see Nkibo Siako to be your enemy. Because once your party leaves office, the next political party that takes over, you will also be held accountable. Well, I don't feel sorry for Wontumi. I don't feel sorry for him because I know that he knows for a fact that in politics, no matter whom you think you are, once you engage in politics and you become deeply rooted in the things of politics like this, to an extent of how he used to play his politics, he should expect some of these things. So once you expect certain things like this and it happens, I don't necessarily show any sign of empathy towards things of that sort. Because let's assume you wake up in the morning and you are aware that this morning you misplace your wallet, and indeed such an event happens in your life. I don't think you feel sorry for that, because you have already been aware that this is exactly that is going to happen in your life, and indeed it did happen. The same thing also implies to Nkibo Siako. Once he found himself in the corridors of politics, you should expect that it's either they jeopardize you publicly, and of course he's aware that as he kept on throwing stones at certain political juggernauts who found themselves in other political party, the same thing also implies to him there are other people who will do the same thing to him. Now, since he handles issues in that way, he should also expect that he can also be thrown behind bars. Once you are not clean, you can't judge anybody. So once this has happened to our wonderful brother, it should serve as a deterrent to other politicians. If you are any member of NDC party and you have been given a political appointment, if you find yourself in government office, all these directors, be cautioned, because once your party leaves office, the next political party that takes over will hold you accountable. Now, let me tell you this. When President Kufuor took over in the early 2000s, at a point he took one of these NDC political juggernauts to court. Now, dragging issues back and forth, it later resulted in that this NDC political juggernaut, who also happens to find himself in the law sector, is one of the vibrant legal luminary that we have in this country, Chatuchi Kata. Kufuor threw him behind bars. At a point, he was given a presidential pardon, but he didn't accept it. A lot of people have tasted what Nkibo Siako is tasting right now. So it's a normal thing. I shouldn't have come live to tell you some of these things, but I want to tell the NDC party, any NDC member, don't forget yourself when you are in power. When it comes to political power, it is never permanent, especially in a country where we are practicing democracy. Every 4 years, we will exercise our vote, and our votes will be determined whether you should remain at the office or you'll be taken out. So please, don't jubilate because Nkibo Siako has been thrown behind bars. We know very well that some of his actions were very wrong. And as a matter of fact, nobody is bigger than the laws of this country. So at the end of everything, at the long run, if the laws of this country has held Nkibo Siako accountable, there is no need for you to jubilate, but you must also remind yourself, all the board of directors, all other sectors, remind yourself that once your party leaves office, what has happened to Nkibo Siako can also happen to you. I love the NDC, I love the NPP, but stay on guard and don't forget certain things, okay? Because anything can happen to you. God bless you and bless you so much. Greetings once again to everybody.